Welcome to this Snow Dragon transmission, Finding Your Holy Place. And coming to your still place with your breath, focusing on your breath. Open body, open mind. And with the cycle of breath, coming in the present moment. The in-breath, as always, is the invitation of light into the physical body, body of bone and blood. Inviting light into every cell of your body. Light. And on the out-breath, purge and release any stagnant, dense or crystallized energy that does not serve you, that does not align with you. Sending it back to the universe, back to the light. Allowing more space in your physical body for your own soul's light. And following that cycle of breath, the in-breath inviting light into the emotional body, a fluid field of energy that surrounds and penetrates the physical body. Anywhere you are holding dense, crystallized, stagnant energy, emotional energy that does not belong to you, does not align with you. On the out-breath, purge and release, sending it back to the universe, back to the light. Allow more space for your own soul's light in the emotional body. And following that cycle of breath, the invitation of light on the in-breath into the lower mental body, a fluid field of energy that surrounds and penetrates the emotional and physical bodies. Anywhere you are holding stagnant, dense energies in the mental body, perhaps thoughts, opinions, judgments, blame, criticism that does not serve you, does not align with you. On the out-breath, purge and release, sending it back to the universe, back to the light. Allow more space for your own soul's light in the lower mental body. And following that cycle of breath, as I call your teams in spirit of the highest light and resonance, your oversoul, your higher selves from the 6th dimension to the 12th dimension, all guides working with you, including interdimensional guides, all star beings, star races, star councils you are aligned with, all teams in spirit working with you, such as ascension teams, healing teams, light body teams. Come be with you now, come be with you now. Just feeling that connection wherever you feel it in your body. Perhaps an expansion of light in your field. Perhaps a great sensation of lightness, of peace. And let's call the archangels holding the horizontal plane. In the east, Archangel Raphael, Archangel of air, Archangel of the mind. The symbol of this archangel is a crystal wand, some 3 or 4 feet in length. The energy, emerald green fire. As you focus on the wand, calling that fire into your space to hold the space. To the south is Archangel Michael, Archangel of fire, Archangel of the will. The symbol of this archangel is a sword of flaming blue light, the energy electric blue fire. As you focus on the sword, calling that fire into your space to hold the space. To the west is Gabriel, Archangel of water, Archangel of emotions. The symbol of this archangel is a silver chalice, and the energy is diamond white fire. As you focus on the symbol, calling that fire into the space to hold you in this transmission. To the north is Uriel, Archangel of earth, of structure, of spiritual law. The symbol, a golden pentacle. The energy, ruby red fire. As you focus on the symbol, inviting that fire into the space to hold your space during this transmission. Four archangels, 4 energies, and open. Let's also call the vertical plane archangels Metatron and Sandalphon. Beginning with Metatron, from the great central sun. Metatron holds the Christ grid, the cosmic Christ grid, a fluid field of white gold light. Calling that light down through the stargate of our sun down into this dimension of the earth plane, down into the structure of the building around you. Walls, walls, the floor, the ceiling, the door, the windows. Allow this grid of light to close the space, sealing the space, protecting you in light. Feel your connection to the Christ grid from the heart upwards. Let's call to Sandophon of the crystalline grid of the earth below, to bring up that ethereal white, fairy light up to the feet. Flowing up through the legs. Up to the pelvic area. Up to the heart, grounding you and anchoring you into the crystalline core of the earth. Six angels, six energies, and open. And I call upon your higher self and Sandophon of the earth to create a doorway of light, drawing upon the crystalline energy of the earth. A doorway of light before you, perhaps to the left of you, perhaps to the right of you. Around this doorway, a frame of many ornate carvings, perhaps also made in light. This doorway leads to a landscape. When you're ready, stand in front of this doorway of light, reach out and touch it. Open your inner senses, your sense of feeling the door, knowing the door, sensing the door, seeing the door, hearing the door, smelling and tasting the door. And when you're ready, step through that doorway into another landscape, looking down at your feet. Noticing you're standing on solid ground, allowing the space to rise up around you. A beautiful landscape. Snowy, rocky. There are many pine trees surrounding you. A beautiful space. And reach out and touch something in this landscape, perhaps a rock, a plant, a tree. Perhaps feeling the crisp coldness of snow with your hands. just feeling the space around you, the blue sky above you, mountains around you. And into the space, let's call a group of snow dragons to come and meet you. As you stand there waiting, eventually in the distance on the horizon, you see a group of snow dragons flying towards you. Beautiful snow dragons, snow white, pearlescent white, with a tinge of rainbow in the scales. They fly towards you, and as you watch, they get closer. Eventually circling overhead a few times. And then they land around you. Several snow dragons around you. Some of these snow dragons have eyes of brilliant turquoise blue, and some have eyes of bright amber, or various shades of amber. The dragons begin to tune into you, sending you a transmission of light, a transmission of peace, a transmission of love. Just open to this transmission from snow dragons. And one of these dragons chooses you. She steps forward. Telepathically, she invites you to ride on her back. She bids you climb and allow your feet to find footholds within her scales. Your hands to find scales upon which to grip and hold. She begins to fly above the landscape, high above the landscape. The wind in your face, above you, blue sky in all directions. She takes you high over a landscape. This landscape is a reflection of your own life path. From this vantage point, she begins to show you your life in your past, the landscape of your past. She flies above the landscape, showing you aspects of your present life, various patterns in the landscape representing your present life. She also shows you probabilities awaiting in your future. The dragon flies onwards, taking you to a great mountain in the distance. The peak of the mountain is hidden through clouds, but she flies up through the clouds, carrying you towards the peak, high above the landscape. You notice she's taking you to a plateau beneath the peak. She lands on this plateau of rock and snow. Above you, the tall peak of the mountain against the blue sky. Telepathically, the dragon bids you to step off onto the mountain and to feel the power and strength of the mountain. Here, on the mountainside, there is a space that is a kind of sanctuary for you, a holy place. Telepathically, you are guided to the side of the mountain where there is an opening, guarded by 2 stone statues, one on either side, shaped in the form of snow dragons. This opening in the mountainside leads to a large crystal cave. Here in the cave is a sanctuary, a place you can come when the world is overwhelming, a place that is guarded, a place of peace, a place where you can heal and recharge. Enter now the sanctuary. Step inside the sanctuary, the cavern of crystal. Here you are held by the power and strength of the mountain. Here you can explore. Here you could use your focus as you will to also carve this place, shape this place, help to create this place with the energy of the mountain. Go explore your sacred place, your holy place. Calling on the energy of the mountain to help you co-create the space. Make it as beautiful, as spacious as you wish. Perhaps the cavern leads on to other open spaces, perhaps great gardens. Explore, create, shape, allow, carve this space. It's your space. A space to take refuge in when the world is overwhelming. Sit and enjoy the space, feel the power of the space. And eventually the dragon calls to you telepathically. It's time to leave the space. You can come and return anytime you wish. Leave the cavern of crystal. The dragon is waiting for you. Mount the dragon, and again ride with the dragon, flying high in the air. The snow dragon brings you back to the place you first met. You step off the dragon onto the landscape, again surrounded by several snow dragons. Again, feeling a transmission of light, of peace, of loving kindness. They bid you return any time you wish to this magical place, safe space. The doorway of light awaits you. Leave the circle of dragons. Come back to the doorway of light. Step back through that doorway of light, back to your body, back to this dimension, back to your breath. Bringing back the sense of peace, of love, of power and strength, of safety into this world, into this body, into this form. Coming back to this dimension. Feeling more expansion, more light. And this transmission is offered to you, as always, with love and blessings. Love and blessings.